I'm Dr. Sharon Schutz with the Trinity County News, and I'm sitting here with our district judge, Travis Kitchens. And I wanted to talk a little bit this morning about what you've been doing since you've been in office and you know, stuff like that. You've done such an amazing job of putting this place together, and we're going to do a walkthrough in a few minutes, and you're going to be able to see everything he's doing. This is amazing what he's done since he's been here. But I wanted to talk about you being judge for a minute. So you've been in office since, you've been here since January 1st, and I tell you what, you can see the change. I mean, just, you know, when you walk in the building, you can see the change. But what's it been like? Is it what you expected as far as the what's expected of you, what you expect from other people?
Pretty much.
Is it?
Yeah.
And
having been a practicing lawyer for 41 years, it's,
right.
You know, you
yeah.
have a good idea of what's.
Yeah, but it's a whole different world when you're sitting on your side of the bench.
I have a little higher elevation view
Yeah.
than practicing law from the bar side.
So you've been, how long did you say you were practicing law?
Since 1977.
77, okay.
42 years now.
Yeah. And
November 11th will be the 42nd year that I got sworn in.
so tell us a little bit about your past. You've told us about your family when we did the other interview, and you know how you were raised and whatever. Tell us a little bit about your history as far as your work history.
Well, my work history started in Michigan when I shoveled snow and mowed grass. And when I was
well, let's move up a little bit. We could be here a long time.
I worked just about every kind of job in the world. After I got out of law school, well, when I was in law school, right before I went to law school, I worked at the Texas Youth Council at Gatesville State School for Boys. And my last major after going through music and political science was criminology and juvenile delinquency, juvenile law. And so I worked there. I also worked in a children's psychiatric hospital in Waco for about a year when I was a senior.
Well, that would have been interesting.
That was very eye-opening. And I managed a wood shop, wood manufacturing plant for a guy that I'd worked for off and on through college and law school. And I was running it for almost a year after law school graduation, and then decided to get a job practicing law and came out here to work with Joe Price as an assistant district attorney. Moved here in April, May of 1978, and then I worked with Joe Price. And it was the same three counties. They just created the 258th Judicial District, which was the judge and the DA's office. And over the years, Polk County and San Jacinto County got their own DA's offices, but the judgeship has stayed the same for the three counties. Right. And so I moved here for a year to get some experience trying criminal cases, and 42 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah. And so you've had a lot of experience in different areas of law. What basically do you see the most of on the bench here in Trinity County? On the bench,
it's primarily, in all three counties, it's primarily criminal cases.
Criminal?
That's probably an unscientific statistic. Is probably 70 to 80% of the court cases are criminal cases.
Wow.
And so 70 to 80% of those are probably drug cases, primarily meth at this point.
Well, that's very prevalent.
And a lot of the criminal cases underlying them is a drug issue. So that's the serious drugs, which is meth and all those. And I handle the felony cases, so for the most part it's methamphetamine and those type of drugs. In large amounts of marijuana, but you don't see an awful lot of large amounts of marijuana. Most of them is misdemeanor cases.
You have to speak up.
Most of them are misdemeanor cases.
So, Judge, tell us about what we're going to be going on a tour in a few minutes. Tell us a little bit about what started this, the hall, the Wall of Honor. Is that it? Tell us about that.
What started my desire to do the thing in the hallway was once the commissioners had agreed to work on these three rooms, which at one time, this was Judge Evans' office years ago, the county judge, when they were renovating the courthouse. Right. And after I got elected, I met with the Commissioners Court about trying to find an office over here, because I wanted, since I live here, and I've lived here for 40 plus years, I wanted my office to be here. And my court coordinator lives in Livingston, so that office is still there.
Right.
That's in the courthouse there, and that's where she operates out of. But I had met this Dell Everett, who's a veteran service officer there in San Jacinto County, and his office is in the basement. And several years ago, he started a project to put together an exhibition for veterans and for military. And I thought he did a fantastic job. And
Yeah.
anybody that has a half a day or a day to go, and he's constantly revising it, I would suggest you go over there and do a story on it. I mean, it's really amazing what he's put together. And when it was agreed upon that the county was going to give me these 3 offices and renovate them for me, I want to do something with that hallway out there where most of the people, the jury selection always happens in the annex courtroom over here.
Right.
And these walls had nothing on them. And those maps that I have of Texas and the Declaration of Independence and a bunch of the other memorabilia that's in the hallway, I had in my office in Onalaska, and I needed a place to put them, in part, but also I did not want to put them in storage.
Right.
And I wanted to put together an exhibit so that people coming for jury duty or waiting to testify or whatever's going on in their cases could look at the hall and read about people and read about, you know, the true heroes in our country that have made it possible for them to come and do jury duty.
Something I noticed when I was looking at it the other day is not just heroes in our country, but you have pictures of heroes in our county.
Right.
Men and women who have served in the service.
Correct.
And in fact, why don't we go on now and walk through and get some video of it so people can
Yeah,
see
it's-
what you're doing and what you need, because you have some needs to get this complete, but it's an amazing project and we're so excited about it. We just love it. And so let's go ahead and all right, anyway, thank you so much, Judge, for sitting down with us. We'll meet you in the hall in a few minutes.